I have a older brother. He and I are 14 months apart, and we grew up together, of course, obviously, and we were around each other for the growing up period. And when my brother got to the point of being about probably in his late 20s, maybe, well, actually it's probably more like the mid-30s, we found out that he had begun doing cross-dressing. And obviously it created some issues for him. He lost a job as a result of it, and then he went through some counseling because of it, and then eventually decided by the time he was in his late 50s, early 60s, that he was going to go ahead and change his gender to female. And so he changed his name, changed his gender, and to this day, I don't know if he's going through the physical part of it, but he started basically dressing as a female, and I believe he was taking hormones as well. And one of the issues that happened is he was married, and he fathered 2 children, and he has a number of grandchildren as well. And it's created quite a bit of uproar for the entire family, and a lot of it is because of just confusion for people, especially grandchildren, is one of the things that I noticed. And so in thinking back to some of the issues that my brother had faced in growing up, we grew up in a family where there were 4 boys altogether, and our father, our dad, was very much a disciplinarian, and he was very hard on us physically, and his punishments were very difficult for us to go through, for all of us. But one of the things that I noticed about my brother, in thinking back to growing up days, is he was probably, my dad was probably harder on him than anybody else. And so he always felt like he was rejected. He didn't feel like he really fit in. So he began cross-dressing in private, and then eventually he just decided that he was just going to come out of the closet full and basically take on the identity of a woman. He's changed his name to a female name, and changed his last name primarily because he didn't want anything to do with the last name of his dad, and which I think was very interesting. But the biggest issue that we have as a family today is he wants all of us to basically embrace his new identity as, this is who I am and you need to embrace it. And he told me, he says, you need to call me your sister. And honestly, I love him. I don't hate him or have any ill feelings towards him. But I think it's a little sad that because I can't see him as my sister. I see him as my brother, because that's the person I've known all my growing up years, and even into our adulthood. He never exhibited any female inclinations when we were children. If he did, if he had those feelings, then he hid them very well. Anyway, so that's just kind of gives you an overview of the family and what we're dealing with him. Now, he has told us that it's not a sexual thing, but it's more of an identity issue. He feels more comfortable being a female than he does being a male. I give my permission to have this video posted online as part of the Gender Stories project.